Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatyate Satarini. Umajnanatimirandasya Jnana Jana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shiyutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Ragunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namusute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namagam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the purest knowledge. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna is teaching us that we are the Kshetrajna, whereas this body is the Kshetra. And we understand, of course, everything about our body from Bhagavad Gita, even compared to when we go and study in medical schools, actually. Even they don't understand that much than what we understand, actually, with Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Especially about the intelligence, ahankara, the three modes of material nature, basically. And how they are controlling us and everything. Because they all have actually physiological effects on our body. That's what we need to understand. So, scientifically, with our modern science, we understand how when our mind is disturbed or when we are stressful, so how it is affecting our body, affecting our health. All such things we understand, but not in terms of the three modes of material nature. That we don't understand. So, the food what we eat, they are actually going to have a big effect on our body, our health. We know that. But what type of food we are going to eat, that depends upon what mode of material nature is acting on us. When a person is controlled by the mode of passion, of course, he will be eating all kinds of junk food only. When we are controlled by the mode of passion, that's what will happen. When we are controlled by the mode of goodness, we are going to eat healthy food. So, it is not that the food what we are eating is actually influencing the modes of nature. It is the food what we are eating is influenced by the modes of nature. What mode of nature is controlling us, accordingly we take that kind of food actually. So that's what we need to understand. So if we keep ourselves always under Krishna consciousness, freed from the three modes of material nature, so that means we are able to regulate all our activities. If you are not in Krishna consciousness, if you are not able to control our mind, so that means we can't regulate our activities. That yukta is not possible. That yukta is possible only when we are connected with Krishna. So that's what yukta also means, linking with Krishna. For example, yoga. The meaning of yoga is actually linking with Krishna, connecting with Krishna. That's what is called yukta. So when Krishna defined yukta in Bhagavad Gita, yatha viniyadam chittam atmanyeva avatistade. So yata viniyatam chittam atman eva avatistate nispragaga sarva kamebhyo yukta ityuchade tada. So when that is going to be possible, when it is possible for us to keep our thoughts under the control of ourself without any desires, nispragaga sarva kamebhyo, how we can free from all kinds of materialistic desires. When that is going to be possible? That is going to be possible only when we are able to focus our mind on Krishna. Manasamyamya matchitto. So that's what is very important. Yata viniyadam chittam. So that chittam, so Krishna is also using the word chitta here. Manasamyamya matchitto. So matchitta. So viniyatam chittam matchitta. Matchittaga sarva durgani. Matprasada tarishashi. So this matchitta is possible only when we are able to focus our mind on Krishna, Matchitta. So Matchitta Matgata Prana. So Krishna is using this word Matchitta many places. Like Manasamyamya Matchitto, Matchitta Matgata Prana, then Matchittaga Sarva Durgani, Matprasada Tarishashi. So that Matchitta is a very important word. So that means we need to focus our thoughts on Krishna. We need to think about Krishna. So that's what is very important. That's what when our chitta, when our thoughts are focused on Krishna, so that is the way it is possible to viniyatam chittam atmanyeva avatistate. So then only we are able to actually control our thoughts under the control of the self by focusing all our thoughts on Krishna. So that is what is called yukta. So that means yukta means connecting with Krishna. Matchitta. Matchitta is yukta. So if we are not able to do that, if we are not able to connect with Krishna, so then that means we are connected with, that is known as ayukta. So yukta means connected with Krishna. Ayukta means not connected with Krishna. So that means we won't be able to regulate our senses, regulate our activities. We won't be able to regulate what we are eating. So it all depends upon the modes of nature. So depending upon what mode of nature is controlling us, accordingly that type of food we will go and eat. And that will have effects on our body. That will have effects on our health. For example, the food if we eat in the mode of passion, it gives distress, misery and disease. Dukkha soka maya pradha. Katvamila lavanati ushnati kshna ruksha vidakinakam aharaka rajasasyeshtaka dukkha soka maya pradhaga. So that's what it will bring. It will bring distress, misery and disease. So when we will eat that kind of food, when we are not connected with Krishna, when we are not able to focus our mind on Krishna, so that means everything goes out of control. So at that point of time, it is known as ayukta. So when there is ayukta means there is no intelligence, there is no steady mind, so there is no peace of mind. So that means there is no happiness. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha ayuktasya bhavanagam nacha abhavayataga santi asantasya kutasukam. So that's what is happening. So that's why we are not very happy. That's why we are not very happy. We are not at all happy in this material world. That's why we are not able to get the peace of mind in this material world. When our mind is focused on the material sense objects. So that means our chitta, our thoughts are only on the material sense objects. So that means there is no intelligence. So because Bhoga Isvarya Prasaktanam Taya Apagrita Chetasam. So Chetasam is same as the chitta. So that is our thoughts. So when we are attached to the material sense objects and material sense enjoyment and wealth and everything in this material world, when our consciousness, when our thoughts are carried away by such attachments, Taya means by such attachments, Apagrita Chetasam. So that means chitta is not with us. So that means we are not able to focus our mind on Krishna. So at that point of time, so there is no intelligence. Vivasayatmika buddhir samadho na vidyade. There is no intelligence. So that's why nasti buddhi ayuktasya. So when we are not connected with Krishna, there is no intelligence. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana, nacha abhavayataga santi asantasya kutasukam. Whereas if we are able to focus our mind on Krishna, if we are always able to think about Krishna, so then we will have steady intelligence, we will have peace of mind, we will be happy, and our life is full of meaning. So then we will do what is good for us. So at that point of time, we'll be able to control what we are eating. So we are able to regulate our activities. So when we are able to regulate all our activities, so then we are going to be free from all distress. Yuktahara vigarasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapna babodasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So at that time, our dukkha is completely gone. Yogo bhavati dukkha. So that's what is going to happen when we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna, not on anything else in this material way. And that is possible only with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that's what we are gaining every day. We are understanding everything what Krishna wants to tell us. And we are also understanding how to act, what to do, what not to do. So things are becoming very clear. So our life, because our life is very short. Many times we discussed about it, especially if we are in the 50s and 60s. So then it's going to be in the next 20, 30 years. That's it, maximum. That's it. It will come to an end just like that. We'll see our mobility will get reduced, and a lot of things will happen, and physiologically also a lot of changes will happen in our body. So the metabolism will go down, and all kinds of problems, all kinds of issues, everything. So there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. So when there is Jara, when there is old age, so then there is Vyadi, which we cannot stop. So only we need to make sure that when the time is ripe, when the opportunity is available, we need to fully make use of it to progress in Krishna consciousness. So to achieve as much progress as possible. So in remembering Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, preparing prasadam and offering prasadam to Krishna, and especially spreading this message, this supreme topmost secret, this Bhagavad Gita. So we should be able to spread this message and identify the devotees. And so that way, if we engage ourselves in Krishna conscious activities all the time, we don't have to worry about ourselves getting old and getting diseased or dying. So we don't have to worry about all these things because our path is very clear. We know that we are on the way to Krishna, and we understand that in this material world, everything is controlled by the three modes of material nature. And just because we are able to fix our mind on Krishna, focus our intelligence on Krishna, so we are able to actually march towards Krishna with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge that is getting possible for us, that is happening for us. That is the reason, the proof that we are progressing is that we are studying Bhagavad Gita every day. That is the proof. Even though we finished the entire Bhagavad Gita, it in chapter 700 verses, everything, all the lectures are available in YouTube. So, but we are studying again. We are reading Bhagavad Gita again. This will not stop until we die. Not only until we die, even after death. If we are not going to Krishna in this life, then we are going to continue to study again in the next life. That's going to happen. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dekikam. Yatatecha tato bhuyaga samsiddha kuru nandanam. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So whatever buddhi, whatever intelligence, what we have in this life at the time of death, buddhi samyogam labate paurva dekikam. So whatever we have, we are going to again get it back. So we are going to continue to study Bhagavad Gita again and again. So we are always that 1 in 1,000. That's not going to change until we go to Krishna, until we go to Goloka. So we are going to keep on remembering Krishna, studying Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and going to Krishna. So this is not going to end in our life. Even though we are controlled by the modes of nature, that is true. That's the reason we take birth, another birth again. Because once we are freed from the modes of nature completely, so that means we are not going to come back here at all. Gunanietan atitya trin degi dega samudbhava janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimukto amritamashnute. So at that time we will get a life where there is no death if we are freed from the modes of nature. So until we are freed from the modes of nature, we are going to take birth again and again in this material world. But being a devotee of Krishna, we are marching, we are progressing towards Krishna. We are getting ourselves freed from the modes of nature. Once that becomes 100% success, so then we are going to go to Goloka Krishna. Like when we do in some operations, in computer operations. something file transfer or something happens, it shows a taskbar, it shows a bar showing that the progress. So it goes from 0%, it shows that 10%, 20, 40, 70, like that it shows. So like that in our life, we are actually progressing. So that already has started. For many people in this world, 999 out of 1,000, that has not started at all. So it is just hanging, it's just in zero. Whereas for devotees, those who believe in Krishna, that has started. We are already progressing. So, and this, when it becomes 100% success, so then we are going to go to Goloka. So we will be completely freed from the three modes of material nature. So that's what is happening in our life. So that way we should not be disturbed by anything what's happening in this life. So there is no need to worry about anything actually. So we know that we are all under the control of the modes of nature, but we all know that how to get ourselves free from the three modes of material nature. And we all have got the opportunity to serve Krishna, to study Bhagavad Gita, to follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And we have got all this tremendous, in fact, we have got tremendous opportunities to serve Krishna. Once we keep ourselves busy in this service, so then Krishna takes care of everything. Because in this effort, Krishna is also there with us. We are not alone. We are not alone at all. So Krishna helps us. Krishna is always willing to help us. He is eager to help us. Krishna is waiting to help us. So we just have to take his help and continue to progress, make progress in studying this Bhagavad Gita, and then go to Goloka. So that way, we are very, very fortunate. We started again the Bhagavad Gita and we finished now almost, we are going to finish the first chapter today actually. We finished 45 slokas in the first chapter. So we understand Arjuna's situation in the battlefield. Arjuna asked Krishna to take his chariot between both the armies. So Krishna did. And Arjuna could see all kinds of relatives in both armies. Tatra pasyan sitan partha pitrunata pitamagan acharyan matulan bratran putran pautran sakim sata swasuran sugurdas chaiva senayo ubayorapi. He could see everyone as relatives in both the armies. But Krishna wanted him to see everyone as the souls, not everyone as the relatives, not everyone as anything, only as the souls. We should be able to see everyone as the soul. So that knowledge is what we are getting from Bhagavad Gita. So, but Arjuna was thinking that, why did I come here to fight? So I have come here to fight actually for the benefit of all these people, but they themselves have come here to fight with me and they are ready to give up all their belongings and everything. So, Kimno Rajena Govinda, Kimbo Gegi Jivitena va, Yesamat Arte Kangshitam no. Rajam Bogaga Sukhanicham. Taime Avasita Yudde Pranam Tektva Dananicham. Acharyaga Pitaraga Putraga Tataivacha Pitamaraga Matulaga Swasuraga Pautraga. Shalaga Sambandinestata Etana Haltum Ichami Granatopi Madhusudana. Apitrailokya Rajasya Hetu Kimnu Mahi Kriti Nihatya Dardarashtanaga Kapriti Sa Janatana. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. What need is there, Arjuna, for all this kingdom? So, Kimno Rajena Govinda. So, for whom I came here to fight, they themselves are here to fight with me and they are ready to give up everything. So, that's what Arjuna's situation here. So, then Arjuna started giving various reasons to Krishna that why he should not fight, why they both should leave from the battlefield. In fact, when Arjuna is telling Krishna that we should not fight, we should leave, he is actually including Krishna also. When Arjuna says that we have come here to commit great sins, so that means Arjuna is including Krishna also. So when he wants to get out of the battle, he doesn't want to fight. So that means Krishna also will come with him. So that's what his expectation. So that's what Arjuna is coming here. So that's why he is trying to convince Krishna that they both should not be in the battlefield. They both should leave. So that's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. He wants to convince Krishna. They were so close, very close friends. And he is trying to convince Krishna that let us go, let's get out of this battle. Let's not fight here. So that's what he is coming to say. And Arjuna told so many reasons which all look very valid, that by fighting here, we are going to kill the family tradition. Then the woman in the family get polluted. So then there will be unwanted progeny and they will cause hell for everyone in this world. So then I will be the cause for such things. So then I will always dwell in hell. So we have come here to commit great sins. So let us not fight. So that's what Arjuna is saying. And he also understands, Arjuna understood that he has no other way other than fighting in the battle. So that's why he finally says that let me even go unarmed and let them kill with all kinds of weapons. That is good for me. So that is his frustration Arjuna is telling. So we finished all these slokas. So in the sloka number 44, what we studied, Arjuna is saying that Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobena hantum swajanam mudyataga. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. So we have come here to commit great sins. So yadraja sukhalobena hantum swajanam udyatagam. So because of our attachment to the royal happiness, so we have decided to kill our own kinsman. So alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsman. So that's what Arjuna is telling. Then in the next sloka, he continued, which we finished yesterday, in this sloka number 45. Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayaga dadarashtra ranehanyus tanme kshemataram bhavet. Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayaga. So let me throw away all my arms. So let me not resist. Apratikaram. So let the sons of Dhritarashtra come with all kinds of weapons, Sastra Panega, and let them kill me in this battle. Rane Hanyus. Tanme Kshemataram Bhavet. That is good for me. So that is what good for me. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So he says that better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. So now in the last sloka, Sanjaya is talking now. Sanjaya is saying that Sanjaya uvacha eva muktvarjunaga shankye ratopasta upavishat visurjya sacharam sasaram chapam Shoka Sambhigna Manasaga. Sanjaya said that Eva Muktva Arjuna Sanki, Arjuna in that battlefield, Ratopasta Upavisat. He sat on the chariot. He is not standing anymore. We studied in the beginning of the first chapter. Atavevasthitan Drishtva Dardarashtan Kapitva Jaga Pravritte Sastra Sampate Dhanurudyamya Pandava. Rishikesham Tadavakyam Idamaha Mahita. So Arjuna was preparing to fight. Atavevasitan Drishwa Dardarashan Kapitvadan, who was sitting on the chariot with a flag marked with Hanuman. So he was actually Dhanurudyamya Pandava. Pravrte Sastra Sampate Dhanurudyamya Pandava. So he took his weapons and he was ready to shoot and he was preparing to fight. So such a person, after seeing all kinds of relatives in both the armies, so he completely broke. So he actually now just sitting in the chariot by setting his bow and arrows aside. So there is Visirja, Sasaram, Chapam. So who was preparing with his bow and arrows, Dhanur Udyamya Pandava. So he was actually, the Dhanur Udyamya means he was preparing to fight. So now he is actually giving up. He's just setting aside the bow and arrows. So now he is lamenting, is full of sorrow. Soka Sammigna Manasya, with full of grief. So that's what Arjuna's situation in the battlefield. So in this sloka, what we are understanding is that Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. So that is Arjuna's situation. So we understand now by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, so which is 46 verses actually. By Krishna's mercy only we are able to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. So now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration, because this is a great opportunity for us to get ourselves connected with Krishna, because mind is going to go here and there, and which is always doing like that. But over a period of time, when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra like this, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to focus only on Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Timur Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. I request the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Guruji. There are no questions. So thank you for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Venkatana Arjun Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Asha Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Venkatana Arjun Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji, for today. Wonderful class session. We complete first chapter with God mercy. Sri Krishna.
Yes. Krishna has causeless mercy. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Guruji. I started before, since 2 years onwards, I follow you, Guruji. At that time, different chapters I follow, but this time, January 1st onwards, we complete up to now, first chapter completely.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Dhanyavad, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna. Ina Mataji. Hare Krishna. Kandula Tirupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Today I just joined late. In the morning session there is a work is going on. My sister house is building. With your blessings, within 20 days we are completed the slab also. In the morning session, I am going to there, Guruji, with your blessings. Thank you very much, Guruji. Today's class also. I am very happy to join again.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Geeta Mataji, Geeta Dwarakanath Mataji. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
It's good to start the second chapter also now.
Yes,
maybe tomorrow onwards. So first chapter is over.
Yes,
first chapter is just positioning of where to start, right? So
yes.
Now the most deep stuff starts, I think. So it should be interesting.
Yes, Prabhu. There is no doubt. Krishna's mercy. We will continue to study and we will enjoy this nectar of Bhagavad Gita. Dharmamritam. That's what Krishna is teaching. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for the class. I look forward to second chapter now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम आशीर्वाद दीजिए
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
थैंक यू हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Suresh Chabik Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
It was a nice class today also Guruji. Especially the, like you said, Bhagavad Gita is also controlling our health and how it is being controlled. Like,
Yes.
it was a very nice explanation, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Very nice.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class, though I was late today. But so Guruji, what I understand and take back in this chapter is that basically Arjuna did not want to fight because he was attached. So I think his attachment is where we need to learn that our attachment wants to make us leave our duty also. We just want to escape, fly away from that situation.
Yes, Mataji. Arjuna did not want to fight because he didn't realize that he has to just please Krishna only, nothing else. So that thing he was not, at that point of time, he didn't realize. Once he realized that his goal is, his duty is only to please Krishna, then he decided to fight. So there is the same thing is happening with all of us. Without realizing, without understanding that our goal is only to do what Krishna wants us to do, nothing else. So if we come to that conclusion, that realization, so then we will simply follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. So at that point of time, we will be attached to Krishna. Once we are attached to Krishna, we are detached from everything else. Then only we can attach to Krishna. We cannot be attached to a lot of things at the same time. Our mind can think only about one thing at a given time. So even though we are talking about multitasking and all such things, our brain can do. It can be practiced. The neural network in our brain, it is practiced to do multitasking activities. But our mind thinking, as far as the thoughts are concerned, at the same time, you can think only about one thing. You cannot do multi-thinking. So multi-thinking is not possible. So that way, either you remember Krishna, think about Krishna, or think about something else. So if you think about Krishna all the time, based on what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that Sarvesu Kalesu Mam Anusmarat, so then that means you don't have any time to think about anything else. So that means we are not attached to anything else. We are attached only to Krishna. So that's what is the main thing. So Arjuna understood that at the end, after getting the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he just has to do what Krishna wants him to do. So he was completely convinced in that. So we should also be like that. What Krishna is asking us to do in Bhagavad Gita, if we do that, then everything is fine. Otherwise, we are putting ourselves in trouble. Understand that, Mataji?
Yes, Guruji, very nice. So I think every chapter is going to give us some principles which are behind it. And if we remind ourselves of that principle, like this chapter, the main principles of what you just said, of attachment, getting attached to Krishna, understanding that he is the whole and soul. And I think these principles, if we keep studying it, the chapter with the chapter, and understand why Arjuna behaved like that, I think it will have such a good impact, what you're teaching us. Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. It's very nice the way we are going, because every verse, every shloka has got great meaning. Yes, Guruji. And
Yes.
you have simplified it for us in a very nice way. Thank you, Guruji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Surya Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Fine, thank you for your excellent class.
So you are calling from which place, Mataji?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. I think we spoke earlier, correct, Mataji?
Really, but in meantime, I couldn't hear the class.
Yes, yes. So you understood everything today?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yesterday only just I joined.
Okay.
Today I'll be in regular.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, if you continue to come every day, we will be able to get the complete knowledge. This knowledge brings happiness, peace of mind, happiness, everything.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Palaniappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today's class also, as everybody said, it is very interesting. And especially for the question which you told, that the mind cannot think two things at a time. That is the new thing, more or less. Whereas this thing, mind only cannot do that. Mind can do, but our thinking cannot be two times.
Yes.
Twice, multiple
Brain
tasks.
can do multitasking, but not the mind. Yes.
Yes. Mind cannot do that. So that is the very interesting thing which you explained. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sunita Mahapatra Mataji. Hare Krishna. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thanks for a wonderful class. I have got a small clarification. When we say Mat Chitta, Madgat Prana, so Mat Chitta is okay. One has to constantly think of Krishna. But when we say Matgat Prana, so that is a bit not clear. What does it mean?
It is dedicating the lives unto me. So dedicating our lives means we are doing everything for Krishna. That's what Madgata Prana. So Prana, Madgat Prana means like people here we say that simply I give my life to you, correct? Something like that. That doesn't mean that they are just dying immediately. So they are doing everything for you. So that's what dedicating our lives unto Krishna. That's what Madgat Prana means. Doing everything only for Krishna, only nothing else. Our life itself is meant to please Krishna. So that's what Madgat Prana.
Okay. So that is again meaning devotional service again.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is doing everything for Krishna, to please Krishna. That's it.
Thank you, Guru.
So dedicating, it's dedication. Dedicating our, that's what, devotion with dedication. So that's what.
Thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for nice class.
Thank you, Mataji.
How are you, Guruji?
By Krishna's causeless mercy, I am doing fine, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
We are very lucky, Guruji, for your sincere effort. We are getting real knowledge and happiness with Bhagavad Gita class.
Krishna's
we think
mercy.
Really. We think money gives the real happiness, but real happiness in Bhagavad Gita only, Guruji.
That is correct. Yes, Mataji. Real happiness means peace of mind. Peace of mind comes only from the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
By Krishna's mercy, we successfully finished the first chapter.
Yeah, first chapter. Side by side, we are getting notes also.
Yes.
Making notes on.
That's very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sanjeev Prabhu, Sanjeev Kulshrestha Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Things going smoothly. Now the things are changing. Hope to be better in more future.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, I could not understand yesterday's and today's class, Guruji. We had Shivratri celebration in ISKCON temple, and so I couldn't come. So I will watch the recorded video, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. No problem. We can watch the record. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. But the discussion, I just joined 5 minutes back, so it was good discussion going on. Nice. So I want to hear I missed something also there. So I will check that. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, one thing that I've been wanting to ask, of course, first of all, thanks for the class, lovely class as usual. And we have successfully finished first chapter, and that's really nice. We started on 1st of January and we finished by March 1st.
Yeah,
March 2nd, yeah, 2nd of March. Yeah, so it's very, yeah. So yeah, what I wanted to ask you was, one of the things that bothers me is that when we travel and when we are not in a position to, when I'm at home, I offer everything that I make, or everything that I intend to have, first is offered to Krishna. But when I'm traveling, like you traveled on a long distance flight, or, when I'm at a place when I can't physically offer what I am going to eat to Krishna, then I normally, what I do is, before I eat, I say Krishna Arpanamastu, and I think of him for a moment. Is that enough, or is there any other way out?
You can actually also, Mataji, I know at home you can offer to the deity if you're able to maintain deity or Krishna's picture. So similarly, you can also have Krishna's picture with you, or even in your phone also, correct? Normally we have Krishna as our like a profile picture, and Krishna's picture is there. So that way you can have Krishna's picture and offer to him with the same way how you do it at home. So wherever you are doing it, of course, that prasadam has to be, we need to make sure that it is a prasadam and avoid onion, garlics and all such things we need to do. And then offer to Krishna like that, Madam.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we only consume sattvic food. So,
Yes.
That is free of onion and garlic and all that. But every place, I mean, I sometimes feel you're on a flight, or you're on a, you're traveling, or you're in a hotel or something like that, then it becomes, sometimes it may become difficult. So I always try and do this, that when I'm at a place that, that I can't, then I always, for a few moments, I close my eyes, I think of Krishna, I say Krishna Arpanamastu, and only after that I take what I have to take, eat. So I was just wanting to ask you if that is, that is acceptable. Of course, like you said, we've been.
But still you have, wherever, that's what I told you. We can get Krishna's picture on the phone and still can offer to him in that kind of, at that time, correct?
Okay,
so
okay.
That is even if others are there also, we can open the phone and we can.
No, there's nothing, Sir Guruji. It is our wish. No, that is not something which anyone, we are not harming anyone, we are not bothering anyone, and that is our personal choice, what we want to do. So of course.
Another thing is that if you are only going for a short trip and things like that, we can already cook from at home, offer to Krishna.
Yes.
Then take it with us.
Exactly.
But only if it's a long trip, as you said, if it's a long trip, then we can't do that. So then
and also if it's a trip in which you can avoid eating, then the best. Then that is the best. I would not on a short trip, I would not eat.
Also, if it is going to be, we can take fruits and offer to Krishna like that.
True, yeah. So, and what used to bother me is when I leave home, then my deity, my Krishna, there is, I'm not offering to him. It used to bother me so much. So I've always leave extra fruits and dry fruits and leave the house. Always. Yes. I will leave it for him and I will say, Krishna, you have to manage with this. I'll always tell him, till I come back, you have to manage with this. Though, because it is my Krishna at home, So I always feel I have to take.
Normally it is possible to take, and the deity is also with us, but it depends. Yeah. It all depends. Yes,
yeah, but not always, no, Guruji, not always, because that, it is not always, and we have to find a suitable
unless
place.
Our life has become completely in serving Krishna, doing everything for. That's what we want to. We want it to become like that way only. We want our life to be 24/7 only in Krishna. Even if you want to travel, the travel has to be for Krishna only, not for anything else.
Exactly. you know, Guruji, I mean, it was, I wish we can't be, I mean, at this stage of life, it is not possible. I mean, how much ever we have tried, to a large extent, we have been able to cut down, you know, extra things and focus on Krishna. But some things you still need to do. You know, your children are away somewhere, you need to travel to meet them, or when they are there, or something like that. So sometimes, yeah, always it is not totally
If you are
possible.
engaged in serving Krishna all the time, wherever we are, like start attending this Bhagavad Gita lecture, and we are thinking, we are planning in a big way to spread this message and identify the devotees in all cities, in Bangalore, everywhere. So that is going to, in future, that's going to keep us very much occupied actually in serving Krishna. So at that time, even for family reasons, if we travel also, these services we cannot stop, correct? So we will continue to do that. So that will keep us all the time in remembrance of Krishna only, Mother. That's what is very
absolutely.
At certain age, we need to give preference only to please Krishna only, nothing else.
We are, I mean, a large, that's what I'm saying, Guruji, to a large extent, we have tried to do it, but to totally be able to do that, we may probably need a little more time.
Krishna will take care, Mataji. We don't have to worry.
Yeah. And there was one other thing regarding, sorry, Guruji, please come.
No, please go on, Mataji. No, nothing.
Yeah. Guruji, only one other thing that regarding food that I was bothering me was that somewhere I read or I heard that mushrooms are also considered as non-sattvic. So I wanted to confirm that from you.
Yes, the mushrooms actually, it is not.
It is a fungus.
Prabhupada is not really, I think there are different thoughts on that. But we don't even feel like eating mushroom because that is like a meat, correct? So
for a number of years, I did not eat, Guruji. I was not eating at all. But now recently, because of this diabetes, a lot of people have
there is some health benefits. They say it is there in that. But if it is
and with great difficulty, like you said, you know, it used to give me the feeling of meat only, so I would never eat. And I was born into a vegetarian family, so there was no question of ever eating anything other than that, you know, but never tried anything else also. But when I was with mushroom recently, because of diabetes, the doctors were also saying, why don't you take it? It has a lot of health benefits. I started, and then this thing came up that somebody had this doubt. And then I said, oh my God, I've only started recently, let me give up. So I thought first I should clarify with you, and then, you know, decide to give it up if I, very rarely only, but still I should ask you, therefore.
Yes, for health benefits, if it is a need, I think eating, it's not a sin, when you are offering to Krishna. If it is for, but people say that I want to eat fish for health benefit, like there is omega fatty acid, that is not acceptable. So
yeah, I understand. Yes, yeah. So therefore, I wanted that clarification. Yeah, thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Very, very extremely indebted to you for this knowledge, for this class, and for this journey. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
thank
Krishna,
you. Thank you for taking chapter 1 for us. Looking forward to chapter 2, next chapter.
Our class,
yeah. And every day is one thing which I have in mind, Guruji, is shall we make a summary, like Parniappan Prabhu is making a summary of what was covered in the class, apart from the chapter verse, that's short, summary of what was discussed.
That will be a great idea, Mataji. I know Parniappan Prabhu showed me pages and pages of his write-up, but I was not able to read everything at that time. I requested him to scan and send it. So yes, Mataji, we can, I think that's going to be, because every time in our lecture, new ideas, new thoughts are coming based on the same sloka, because Bhagavad Gita is the continuous source of knowledge. If we can make it something like that, maybe make it a one-page thing or something like that, then we can send it in our group, and they can quickly read that also. Yes, Mataji, you are, it's a very, very good idea. Yes,
I think, that way we will also, like, otherwise we are, like, our homework is becoming, accumulated.
There is no homework in our class.
Not homework. What I'm saying is, because every time one nugget of thought, which is very important, is conveyed. One or about 4 to 5 nuggets of thoughts.
Yes.
Like for today, you said the mind can think of only one thing at a time. And as far as possible, let us concentrate it on Krishna. and that we are like a taskbar or a progress bar.
Yes.
In our life, we have to keep, progressing towards Krishna in all the activities that we do. All right. So some people, what happens is we start a little late in life, but still we try to, to catch up with
So
what
we
we
make
have
progress,
not done.
fast progress.
Yes. So
if the connection is stronger, if the network is very strong, connection is stronger, then the bar will go very fast.
Correct. And also you said today about our food, that it is also determined by the modes of nature. Right? It is created by the modes of nature, and what we eat also is determined by our modes of nature, is it?
That's correct. Yes, Mother, exactly. That's correct.
Yeah. So these are the 2 or 3 main points, apart from, of course, the shloka point about Arjuna's this one. And you always keep saying we have to do what pleases Krishna, isn't it, Guruji? So that question I have is, how do we know in a particular situation in life what would please Krishna? How we should behave in that particular point?
That's where the question of studying this Bhagavad Gita, getting the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita comes into picture. Because we need to, if we have the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so we will do according to what Bhagavad Gita says. Krishna says that Shastram, Tasmat Shastram Pramanante Karya Akarya Vivasitam. So you be based on Shastra, on whether doing something or not doing something. So if you have the full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, especially these 4 things which we already discussed many times, if that becomes our part of our main activities in our life. So like studying Bhagavad Gita every day, we are not missing it. We are studying. That's a big progress, great progress. It's very nice because we all already know each and everyone so closely now, correct? So we also met, and also many devotees who are still not, we didn't meet them personally, but every day during the interaction, we know them very well. So that way, attending this Bhagavad Gita every day, and then chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. I think at some point of time, if you remember, I also mentioned when we met in Bangalore, we will be able to chant good number of rounds together also, because if this chanting also is very important. If we make sure our chanting goes good every day, so then of course we discussed many times. Always we talk about offering prasadam unto Krishna, so that with love and devotion, so that prasadam is a very important part of our life. So if that is a third thing, if we make sure that also goes good in our life. So because we are cooking for Krishna, that's what is very important. We are offering to Krishna. So that prasadam, it's a very important part of service to Krishna. And then very important is actually spreading this message, which we are already thinking, planning. We have wish. We just have to wish only. Krishna will execute. That's it. Our plans will all get executed. Eventually it will happen. So there is no doubt about it. It's already, we ourselves are discussing in that terms. Itself is a big success right now. So when I started, we didn't have this many devotees. Now we are so many devotees. We are thinking about how we can actually identify. We know our targets. We know where to find out, how to find out the devotees. We are not trying to change everybody into Krishna consciousness. We know that that's not going to happen also, based on what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So that way, spreading this message. These 4 things is in our main activities. So that means we are already trying to do what Krishna is asking us to do, based on in Bhagavad Gita. If these things, if you are not stopping at all, every day if you are able to continue, so that's a big success. So that way, what to do, what not to do, and we will automatically know with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, as long as we do these 4 things regularly in our life. And also we are, anytime if any devotee has got any questions depending upon certain situation, we can also discuss also, we ourselves, because those who are beginners who don't have the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita can get guidance from us. So that is also possible, Mataji.
Okay, Guruji.
You understood, correct, Mataji?
Yes, understood, Guruji. Yes, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, we will do that. Maybe I don't know who will do, or whoever wants to do, everyone can do and send it, and then one can compile everything. Something like that we can plan. Instead of It's our individual
What I will
person.
do is I'll probably discuss with Palniappan Prabhu, who seems to be the
Yes.
most diligent
Yes.
note taker in our class. So we can, I'll see for how many days he's been having, and we'll start doing that. We'll probably
Yes. Yes.
keep maybe a Google Docs or something in which we can update. All right, and you can go through it. It can be a common shared file. You can go through it and make any corrections.
Yes, and then we can finally compile them, and then we can publish. We can ask all devotees to share their whatever they write. Many devotees are writing notes. Looks like, so whoever is writing notes, they can send it to us. They need not even type and send it. They can just take a picture or photo and send it, something like that. And we can, one of us can, like as you said, that we can compile them and publish it. Yes, it will be a good thing.
Yes, even if it is like an online resource is also fine. And we could probably start with from January 1st, whatever has happened from January 1st.
I think I'm sure Palniappan Prabhu has got even before January 1st, but we can start.
We can take that also. We can take that also.
No, but as you said, January 1st thing we can start.
Yes. Yeah. So because we are still in the the second month.
I think to do all those things, we need a good website. My friend actually he has got a team. We have already got a good domain name, rajavidya.com. So that's a very important, very nice domain.
In that same website, we can add one web page. Yeah. Questions and answers, like FAQs, or it can be called question and answers.
Yes. You can give a dedicated person to work on this. You can communicate with them, and we can do that. Yes, Madhuri. So
we'll do it like that. So that it is constantly updated, and anybody who looks up the website will also know. We can catch up. They can catch up also up to date with what has happened so far. All right. Let us think about that and do. So whoever is doing this rajavidya.com, if they can, create a page. All right. And
yes, what I will do is that I can introduce him. Even earlier I introduced to Ram Prabhu also. So we can actually form a team to focus on that. Whoever wants to interested in that, we can come up with they can brainstorm, come up with the ideas, and we can use that same domain rajavidya.com. So that's because it's a very good domain.
There's one page in that which will be question and answers, and in that there can be a template. So we will just have to, in the HTML template, you add the, you just keep copying and pasting and putting in the data in there, so that the look and feel of the website is also maintained in the same way.
That is a very important thing. And also another thing we discussed during our meet in Bangalore, that we have got that question bank, correct? FAQ kind of thing. We have so many questions. I think that's our big success. So we need to, I don't know, we have to form some team, maybe dedicated thing. Even you can pay for them, something like that if needed. If we can engage devotees only. We don't have to engage outside persons, but somebody who really needs some job or something like that. So then we can prepare that also. We can put that in our website.
All like today's questions also can go into that. Like
so all these things, if it goes into there,
question like that. In a short form, it can be explained. What is the difference between this and that? Or Sashi Rekha Mataji's question on, about mushrooms.
So everything, all these questions are very
So even if somebody runs a search on that page, all right, that particular question answer should come up, all right, as the result. So we should also have a search feature, so that if somebody has a question.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So on that page, if we search for something, then all the question answers related to that, wherever that word is coming up or wherever that particular part is coming up, maybe that can come up. And even for us, it will be a refreshing.
For all of us, it will be a refreshing thing.
Yeah, because many times, even if you are telling us the same thing in different, worded in different words, still every time we hear, it looks like it is new, and we are reinforcing the same knowledge. So looking at it that way also, I think would make a,
we can constantly update.
Get started on that as quickly as possible, Guruji.
Yes, if, I think if
I'll
these things
discuss
are
with Ram
done,
Prabhu also. Yeah, I'll discuss
yes.
with Ram Prabhu also. And we can start, even if we start like with a template and start putting in some, later we can flesh it out and, make it a bigger one. They're getting the, skeleton of the page ready, where we can put a question and then the answer related to that.
Yes.
That kind of.
I think if these things are done successfully, I think that itself will be a big promotional effort from our side. When we go and give flyers, all those things, they can ask them to go to the website. So I think that will help us to identify a lot of devotees.
Correct. So we can have 2 pages, in fact, Guruji. One will be actually the shloka and what was discussed about that. And another one can be the other general question and answers that we have, which is asked. That way also we can do.
Yes, we can form a team of devotees who are interested in helping developing our website, and then we can keep brainstorming in that effort. Yes, we can.
Thank you, Guruji.
So,
We've taken too much of the time of.
No, it's for Krishna. We are planning.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Guruji. It's very nice, Guruji. Actually, you were talking of so many things, how we can be in Krishna consciousness and Krishna seva. Actually, Shashireka Mataji, whenever we speak, we are counseling each other, Guruji.
Yes.
I don't know. Day after you are listening to your lecture only, I could, whatever we talk, it's only mutual counseling. It's happening like that. I could relate our conversation to that, Guruji. So that way, we started unknowingly we started. We are talking, but we are talk about only Krishna, and then how we think, how can we improve, something like that. Unknowingly we discuss, Guruji.
Yes.
And this notes part, how do we improve? These things really help. What Sumati Mataji was telling really will help so many people. We do not know, because so many, one single point will stuck to one individual's, Guruji. It's not that all the points will stuck. Only one point will stuck to the mind, and we will be with Krishna always. So that way, this is very nice, Guruji. But in Bangalore, we have to start off, Guruji, because since long time we are telling, we didn't start off. Something we should start off. Unless you tell, we are not starting. That I feel we should start off, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji, for the class, every day reminding us, to making us think how differently we can think, how different ways we can relate to Krishna. These are all the different ways of relating to Krishna only. So thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sunita Mataji, Sunita Mahapatra Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Guruji. Guruji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Shashi Kopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for today's class and wonderful discussions and questions asked. Also, the suggestion given by Sumati Mataji was really very amazing.
Yes.
And because early morning we tend to be doing some work while listening to you, we might miss out on 1 or 2 points. So
Yes.
collating those written by others and having that to read again, because I once again listened to this recording later on in the day. And that is helping me out to gather the points. So, but it's really it'll be very helpful, Guruji, if we take notes and collate those and put it on the website. That will really help every one of us.
All helps, Mataji. Krishna's mercy. Krishna will give us all kinds of new ideas for us to spread his message, Mataji. That's what it is.
Yes, exactly, Guruji. And thank you, Guruji. No questions. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gita Dwarakanath Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. I'm on another call. I just hop over. Yesterday also I heard that, Guruji, one thing you said, Krishna is everything. That alone is sufficient, Guruji. I couldn't focus your entire class. But by Krishna's mercy, I heard one thing you mentioned. Krishna is everything. Nothing. Then Shashi Rekha Mataji and Chandrakanta Mataji also shared their experience, how the Shivaratri has been transformed into Krishna consciousness night.
Yes.
And I think every day is a Shivaratri for us, Guruji, with Krishna. And I did not went to temple. I did not go to temple, Guruji. I think it all happened very naturally, as Shashi Rekha Mataji said. And this other Mataji also mentioned that Shiva is the first Vaishnava, and you starts the class with Ishvara. So that means Shiva and Krishna both are same, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. You have transformed us. And I don't bother myself in too many rituals and all.
Yes.
The very easiest thing is to offer even water, palam, pushpam. You said that. So it's very simple, Guruji. Life is very simple, and the transformation happened naturally. I'm seeing Krishna everywhere. All are good, Guruji. I'm in another call, but the Krishna is leading that. So I don't even feel the stress, Guruji. Everything is good. I'm very much obliged to you, Guruji, and I'm happy to be dust on your feet, Guruji. Let's meet soon. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna. The Tamil class also good, Guruji. Yesterday I couldn't talk to you because you were having some office work. Let us have a discussion later in the Tamil class today, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu. So let us now listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu, Hare Krishna
Guruji. And really, it is quite enlightening and how they share their experiences, Mataji's, about the spiritual experience. And really, we are very grateful that we should be like that. As in Gita, everything is narrated. How we should be transformed, Artha and Artharthi, Jigyasu, the four kind of devotees. And you make us transport into the man of wisdom or knowledge. One by one, you have to transfer. First Artha afflicted. Even if the Draupadi asked for Artha, like so many devotees like that, their examples are given. And like Artharthi, Jigyasu, and that Jnani, we have to convert like that level. So transform by one, immediately you cannot transform to Jnani, the ultimate, the final one. The first a kind of attachment, kind of artha, we have to be very much anxious. And when you are in trouble, we ask for God. We pray before God. Some problems eradicate. When you are happy, we don't have that kind of Sita Pragya requires. So really, it's a very wonderful session. Every day, you inject us out, transforming. You are transforming. We don't make wrong. Now we are such a turbulent mind. Mind gets agitated. To control, that is the Gita is the only way, means to achieve that kind of equanimity, poise in our brain, mind. So mind control, it's not easy. It is at our hand. We have to think of that. When you are in the devoted to Lord Krishna and Guruji, and we will, when you are surrender ourselves, ego and that kind of a pride, vanity, everything will go away. When you are so very maintaining humility, namranti phalinobrikya, namranti, when you maintain that kind of humble meekness, submissiveness, and so a kind of when you are negate ourselves, when you are totally and with Krishna and everything, there is no distinction between among all. We make the same as all, the oneness with all. That is a great thing. Only Gita will make us that. So we are very lucky. It is not a one generation, thousands of generations. It is so important. It's a we should not, and you are making use of that from your student career. So that we are really, you have taken right choice, the chosen, that this is the only path one can lead, that reach the ultimatum. So you have from your student career, there are so many choices. So very few people, we are at this superannuation, on the verge of superannuation, we think of Lord Krishna. Why not before, when you were a student? When you were a student, why don't you read Gita and adopt this Gita lifestyle, to adopt life? And you have, how many students have followed like this? The students should be injected, all family members should be imbibed this kind of the spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge, the Gita. So in our family also getting disturbed because of lack of Gita knowledge. If in one member from the family, if joins the class, it's not enough. We should make them all engaged, devoted this class. So even if you attend, other members also, they think, what? Oh, you are taking the class. So they don't take it seriously, because when we have to make them transfer among us in our family, if you don't transform, how can you transform the society? So we have to try our best to involve them, associated with our class, so that family will be happy and society will be happy. From the family have society, then we all. So these things of the ego, arrogance, everything will vanish, will go away when you surrender all Lord Krishna and Gita class and Guruji. Very beautiful experience. Every day we are getting that kind of knowledge. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Satata Naman, Pranam Guruji, Satata Naman, Naman.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.